All right, everybody, we're back with a special Saturday edition of Sunday Sketch. And we know that the championship football games are tomorrow. So we're instead of trying to butt heads with what's going on there, we're going to do a little live show here tonight. As you can see, we are focusing tonight on Blackrabbit. This is CB Zane's live, active, well-funded campaign that we'll drop links in here for you soon. We're going to talk to CB as well about this book, what the hell it is, why you all should care, and why you should support independent comics, of course, which is what we do here on Sunday/Saturday Sketching. Hello, I'm Tom Hutchison. What's going on, folks? We're going to talk about Kickstarters tonight, focusing on CB Zane's Blackrabbit, of course. Also, the Critter toy is still up and running. We have 2 weeks left. Please do us a favor. Hop on both links tonight and check out what's going on, because independent comics is where it's at. And tonight we've got artists. We have two of our three artists. One is fighting with hotel internet, so hopefully we will get Mr. Kincaid in here in just a bit. But we do have April Reyna.
Howdy, and I caught that bad joke there, that pun.
Which one?
Oh, the hop on in.
That was unintentional, but I'm going to take it.
I love
Unintentional, but I'm taking it. Yeah, that's how in tuned I am, that I don't even know how in tuned I am.
There you go.
Yeah. We've got Marissa Pope, who is already well underway. Look at this beauty. She's got the green nails. It was like
J-Fat Campbell challenge.
Yeah, I didn't get to do it whenever he had it going, so I didn't have time to participate. So I figured that that Blackrabbit was the perfect jewel thief or thief in general to participate in. So
well done. Approved. And of course, guest of honor tonight, creator of Blackrabbit, Into the Suck, Scorpiana, etc. It's Mr. CB Zane.
Hey,
there he is, sitting in that 2-degree Buffalo weather.
Yes. Yeah, and I don't appreciate the joke about the NFL games tomorrow. That still stings.
Listen, man, I picked your damn team before the season started. I did what I could do.
No, I felt good. That 13 seconds is going to haunt this area forever.
13 seconds is brutal.
Just
absolutely brutal. I was literally last week. I was on a live show here with somebody else. The game was on and it would never end. We were talking and I was like, "Yo, the Chiefs just won. Yo, the Bills just won. Yo, the Chiefs just won. Like, what's going on?" Yeah, it was a wild weekend. It was a wild weekend, and it was not the preferred outcomes.
No, it was not the ending I was looking for. I appreciate it for the incredible game it was, but 13 seconds away.
I heard Gus's reaction to the Cowboys, like 4 houses down.
Nobody cares about the Cowboys.
Yeah,
okay. Simmer down. He can hear you. Be nice.
At least they make the playoffs.
Oh shit!
Yeah. You too. We were in the playoffs like 4 years ago. Won our division. We do the playoffs. We do the playoffs. The difference is, though, Gus, is that when we get to the playoffs, we'll occasionally win a game.
Oh.
Okay.
We have that.
There's some truth there, though.
We actually knocked off the Ravens.
The Cowboys had a dynasty. The Patriots had a dynasty. I'm just glad that somebody else is going. I don't care who the fuck it is.
Well, I'll tell you that the Chiefs, man. I picked them this year to. I never said they were going to not be good, but I picked them to not be the powerhouse that they were, and that was 100% right. Right up until the end of the freaking season, where these guys kind of put it all together. So I think the Bengals. I think either team can win this game. The Bengals or the Chiefs. Either team can win this game. I don't want either team to win this game because I don't want the Chiefs to get another win, and I don't want Sean Burrow. What's his name? Burrow. Tells his first name.
Joe Burrow.
I don't want Joe Burrow to get an AFC championship before Herbert does. That's some horse shit. So I'm really in a bad spot with these two teams. The other side is less important to me, although again, it's the Rams. I don't want an LA banner in that arena unless it is a Chargers banner. So I think I'm all 49ers on that game. But realistically, I think the Rams are probably going to take it. As a Cincinnati native, I'm hoping to see the Bengals make it. Sure. Yeah, I mean, here's the real struggle, right? These guys haven't won a playoff game for 30 years. The frickin' Bengals, not since they were in the Super Bowl. That's some serious, horrible period of time.
Surprised like 2 weeks ago getting off the plane, or actually a week ago getting off the plane and seeing them, play for. When did they get halfway decent?
This year.
Okay, I was surprised.
Basically this year, yeah.
Okay.
That's what it comes down to. I mean, that's really what it is this year. And it happens. I mean, look at all the teams that are in the playoffs, except for the Chiefs. All the teams that are in the playoffs are kind of like, hey, they got good. The 49ers really shouldn't be there. The Rams are kind of up and down all the time. Although
the Niners,
how are these teams beating the Buccaneers and Tom Brady? Like, it doesn't make sense.
And no more Tom Brady.
That's right. Well,
allegedly.
Supposedly.
Allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly. Yeah. It's really interesting. The NFL is really about to have a change of face. Breeze is gone. Rivers is gone. Roethlisberger's gone. Brady's going to be gone. Even if he goes one more year, he's going to be gone. There's a lot of the key players that we've known for the last 2 decades that are gone, and they're being replaced by some hot shots.
Yeah, they are. I mean, you already named them: Herbert, Allen, Mahomes, Burrow.
Yep.
So it's in good hands.
It's going to be interesting. And then you got these guys like Fields in Chicago. You've got the guy in behind Garoppolo. I can never remember his name. The 49ers drafted a guy this year.
Yep.
So there's a lot of stuff going on. It's interesting. It's always interesting.
It is.
So guys, we are seeing art being done tonight. Hey, Facebook user, it is Saturday. Congratulations. You figured out our trick. And I don't know who you are. So if you would like to be able to see who you are there, just like we have Mr. Bishop here, run over to StreamYard.com/Facebook. It'll let the two systems talk to each other, and we'll be able to see who you are.
It's Jim, Tom.
It can't be Jim. Jim is on my StreamYard all the time.
It's literally Jim.
Jim, what have you done that we can't see who you are? Because you're on my stream and we always see your name. Although, no, I guess if you're live, you're typing in a name, so that makes sense. Yeah, okay. So we're checking out Black Rabbit tonight, guys. This is I just told you, Jim. StreamYard.com/Facebook, and you can let the systems talk to each other. Yeah. Black Rabbit is CB Zane's little creation here. There's CB doing his thing. It is live on. Oh, I'm going to get the link right now for you guys. It is live on Kickstarter. Let me grab the link. I'm going to post it in the. Come on. I'm going to post it in the in my feed, guys. So depending on where you're watching it, because we are live in 3 places, I'm going to post it in my Facebook feed so you guys can see it. Check it out while we are chatting, and then we'll go through the campaign a little bit later as well. But there is the link for you.
Thank you.
And I'm back. Okay. So this is CB Zane's book. Of course, you guys know him from Scorpiana, Into the Suck. He did Goth Day for Big Dog Inc. last year. Done a lot of stuff for us. Lots of covers and so on. But also CB and I, it has been announced. So we've been talking about it. CB and I are working on the reboot of Bad Kitty for Dynamite Comics, which we should have some announcements soon. I know they're doing a crowdfunder right now for another book, so it's obviously going to be after that book is done. Once we know, we'll let you all know. But the book is basically done. CB's part is all done. Colors are being done. So as soon as it launches, man, it's ready to go. It'll turn and burn on you. So be ready. Be ready. Be ready. You're going to like it.
Yeah, it turned out great. Stories great. It's just great.
It's great. It's great. So great. And we will for sure do a Bad Kitty night whenever we get that thing up and running. And hopefully you guys dig it. Hopefully it goes over tremendously, and we get to do some more, because I have more.
Yeah, and in the meantime, you can check out Blackrabbit.
That's right.
If you're into your naughty side, that is my book that kind of doesn't delve into it's erotica. She was a character I had originally created as a potential villain for Might, actually, and the more like I worked on her and the more I started trying to feed her into the story, the more I realized she's not a Might character. She just was taking on a life of her own. So, and as I started trying to figure out, well, who is she? What does she do? I don't know, the whole thing just kind of started coming together. And, I was like, no, she's a naughty temptress of sorts. She's a kleptomaniac who is for hire, but she gets off on the jobs she pulls. So that's her nymphomaniac side. She's turned on literally by the thievery that she conducts. And there's another personality in her. So she has split personalities, and that's the side that sort of tries to keep everything in check. It doesn't always do so well. Sorry, I'm just going to turn this down. There we go. That's better. So, she's a complex character, but I think people are going to have a lot of fun with her adventures.
Fun in comics, CB? Come on.
Right? Yeah.
Come on.
A lot of naughty.
No one does that.
Yeah, it is very much a mature title. It's the first one I've really done that is like full on like 18 plus title. But it was important to me that it wasn't, it's not just smut. It's meant to be like, the art is meant to be beautiful. The story is very hot. So I wanted it to, I even took a different approach to the interiors. It's not set up like a traditional comic. I wanted almost every single shot, pose, whatever in there to feel like it could be its own cover. So it's that, and even the way it's formatted, the way it's written is not a traditional comic book. And that was very important to me, that she ended up being something very unique. Even the colors too, like I was trying to do something a little different. And it was interesting as this was all coming together, and then Tom, we were working on Goth Day, and you were telling me, before I saw the colors for it, how you were, trying to do something different. And so as soon as I saw the colors for Goth Day, I was like, okay, like, yeah, I'm trying to do something different. It's not this, but I know it can work now. Like, you can do something that's a little different, and it's gonna have that appeal. So it was kind of neat to have the two books, like, not necessarily working on them simultaneously, but they definitely, at least in my world of art, they complemented one another and inspired one another, which is really cool.
Cool. Well, and for those that don't know, Blackrabbit's first appearance is in Goth Day.
Yep.
Blackrabbit was a 3-page stretch goal added to the book. So if you have Goth Day books, you have first appearance of Blackrabbit, and if you don't have Goth Day books, we can get them to you. That's easy enough.
Yep.
You still have some copies, I'm sure. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So you can get them from CB. He does his show, Artist Alley Shopping Network.
Monday nights
every
at
Monday.
9
Yep.
p.m. Yep.
Get them from him, or you can get them from us on our live shows. So yeah, get
Yeah.
your Goth Day, and Goth Day 2 is already planned, underway, happening. So get ready. Goth Day returns May 22nd with a whole new story. It's going to be kind of wild, kind of crazy. I hope I can pull this ridiculous thought process off. It seems to make sense in my head. We'll see if it makes sense when you read the script and you're like, yo, what the hell are you doing, man?
It's funny. I get that. Like I said, when I was trying to put together the look for Blackrabbit, it was one of those things. I probably described my inner workings. Like I knew what I wanted the inside to look like. I needed a willing partner to try to figure out, like, okay, how am I going to make this work? And I found Gwenelle Delago, and I was like, Gwen, do you think you might want to work on this? And she was like, I don't really do interiors. And I was like, well, take a look at these. It's different. And she was like, oh yeah, I wanna do this. So she was great in the process of figuring out the look we were going for.
Mm-hmm.
I shot her a whole bunch of different things, everything from watercolors to noir pictures to whatever. And I said, what can you do with this? And we tinkered around with it and finally got it. And when we really started feeling what it was going to be, she started shooting me these pages, and I was so inspired by it that actually ended up fueling the look of the Kickstarter campaign with some of the colors he was throwing in there. And it also made me go back and sort of rework the Blackrabbit logo to throw in kind of a neon purple, pink, magenta in there, because he was using it in such a cool way in the story. So it was very much a process, but I'm really happy the way it turned out.
That's good. I mean, you got to have
really nicely as an accent color.
Sure. Yeah. Well, especially against black. You know, when your character is black, you got to have that nice, some kind of cool contrast. But you know, when you're trying to kind of reinvent the wheel a little bit in the way that, not necessarily in the way that comics are done, but in the way that you are presenting. Whatever it is that you're trying to present, like we did with Goth Day, with all the musical notes in the panels and so on. So it's fun for me. It was really cool to kind of conceptualize it, but then when you actually pulled it off, we still had another step where I had to figure out how the colors were going to work. Me and Wes were like, Dio, I don't know how to do this. I'm like, I don't either, man, but let's just figure something out. And it took us like 5 or 6 attempts to, be like, okay, we'll do it this way. Yep, that makes sense, and it worked.
Yeah, it was funny. I approached Wes too about possibly coloring it, but as with any of the colors, I said, look, this is an adult story. If you're not comfortable, that's okay. And he was kind of like unsure. He's like, hey, kind of have family. I was like, no problem. I get it. So, and then Gwen was, next up. We were chatting, and it worked out really, really well.
What, you don't just banish your children from your office?
Well, yeah.
Obviously, I've been doing this all wrong.
Shame on you, April. Why don't you banish your children?
They get fired like twice a week at least.
Well, why do they keep getting rehired?
They don't. They just don't like. They don't leave. That's the trick, ladies and gentlemen. Just keep coming back.
What? I never got fired. You guys are crazy.
The George Costanza method.
Oh, nice. So just keep showing up.
We just watched the episode not too long ago.
Oh.
So I didn't know that whenever he was marrying that girl, that she actually died. I thought it was just gonna be like a joke, and like she actually died in the show. And I was like, oh my god, they killed her off.
Oh,
yeah. very
It was just-
unceremoniously too. Just
I know.
she's just dead.
Yeah, I mean, Gabe has seen Seinfeld a million times. I haven't seen it all the way through from start to finish, but he'll get a kick where he wants to sit down and watch a bunch of episodes, and so I'm slowly watching it as rewatching it with him whenever he wants to watch it. So
Yeah, I feel like I go on a kick with that show too. Like, I mean, I watch for a while, and then all of a sudden I'm watching like episode after episode after episode.
yeah.
Yeah, when it got on Netflix, I was like, okay, I guess it's happening. Because I had watched it, but never really in any order of any kind. It was always like TBS reruns or whatever. I was never watching it like every Thursday night or whatever. So it was really strange to me, the continuity of it, watching it in order. Because I was like, wow, this is like serious continuity through all of this. It was really far more structured than I thought it was. And it was interesting. I was by the time I was done, because I binged it. By the time I was done, I was really done. I was like, I'm done with this. I've done my Seinfeld journey, and I liked it, but it's not happening again.
Yeah, it's funny because
not in that capacity.
Yeah, most people don't like the ending, and honestly, I mean, I was kind of disappointed. It just didn't end the way I wanted it to, but the more you watch it, the ending does make sense.
Sure. When you have a show like that, it's nearly impossible to plan a finale and have it work.
Right.
It almost impossible. I mean, go through all the TV shows that have had, at least 8 or 9 seasons and look at their finales, and it's 50-50 that people are like, that was a good finale. I mean, remember Saint Elsewhere, where it ended up being the kid imagining everything in a snow globe?
Right.
I mean, really, there's some really weird out there stuff too.
Yeah. One of my favorite shows of all time, if we discount the 9th season that was thrown in, was Scrubs, and that had just, to me, one of the best endings ever. Season 8, when it actually ended, before it was, for whatever reason, picked up by ABC and given a 9th season, was just so good.
Yeah, I didn't watch Scrubs.
One of my favorites.
One of my friends said that it's the most accurate representation of the medical field.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've actually heard that before too. Just like I heard Night Court was one of the most accurate representations of, the penal process.
Right.
I think the only medical show I've ever watched is ER.
We started watching that last night, and I was getting goosebumps. I was like, this makes me want to go reapply at the hospital.
Clooney and Goose.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Would they just release Top Gun already?
I know, right? I think it's June. I think it's set for June.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm prepared. They just put out a Steelbook Blu-ray 4K thing, so I got that, and I'm ready. I've been ready, but I'm ready now. Let's take care of this. We can't. It can't be one of these things where it just keeps sitting around because then the hype is going to be too grand,
right?
And there's there's already almost no chance it works. But the longer you wait, the worse it's going to be.
I have hope. I don't think they would. I'd like to think they wouldn't have brought it back if they didn't think they had a script that was worth.
Well,
Tom Cruise, back.
Tom Cruise is one of those guys that has he ever done a sequel? You know what I mean? He's a guy that's always on to the next thing. What's next? What's next?
I mean, outside of Mission Impossible, if you could.
Mission Impossible, yeah, that's a series. Okay, sure. But there's no Risky Business 2 or anything like that,
And most of the time, there shouldn't be.
Exactly. Yeah. Sure.
Yeah.
These are one and done films. I think the interesting thing about this particular movie is that they're basing it now in the Air Force now. So it's let's take Maverick and put him into the Air Force as it exists in 20 whatever it's going to be.
Yeah.
You've got the drones and the planes, and there's a lot going on. So I think it's gonna be interesting.
Yeah.
Plus, what was also interesting is I read that he learned how to fly these planes so that they could do a lot of this stuff from a camera work standpoint, where he's actually not in every scene, of course, but he was able to do enough that he could fly these things. Like there's that shot where he's like taking it off the aircraft carrier right at the beginning.
Right.
Like that's him in the plane. He's doing it.
Well, he's always done his own stunts, or
for sure, yeah. But
the,
there's a difference between jumping off a roof and learning to fly a fighter jet with all those, however many G's it takes to go off an aircraft carrier.
If you could be in his shoes, are you seriously telling me that you'd be like, no, I'll learn.
Oh, for sure, I would do it. 100%.
What a great opportunity.
Yeah, totally, 100%. It's. I mean, he flew helicopter. I mean, he's done everything within his movies. So I give him a lot of credit for that. And he's broken ankles and stuff too, doing it.
Right.
Doing that jump off the roof in Mission Impossible, I think it was, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's not like he's really a spring chicken anymore either, you know?
Right. I mean, he
does make a good movie, man.
Yeah. Overall, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I just watched Tropic Thunder the other day. I was like, that is a character of characters for him. In that.
Right. Was that Coal Trickle or something?
No, that's Days of Thunder.
Oh, Days of Thunder. That's right.
Days of Thunder. Tropic Thunder. He's the
Tropic Thunder. That's right. Yeah.
He's the agent guy, the greasy agent.
Yeah. Yeah, he's almost unrecognizable. Like,
yeah. Crazy. Coal Trickle, yeah. Days of Thunder. Oh my God. Oh, the 80s. The 80s are a thing.
They are.
I've been running into 80s problems of lately with movies, with the finales, and it's like, wait a minute, I keep finding out these things are screwed up. Like I just watched Caddyshack the other day. And they got to the end. You're right. They're on the final hole.
Oh, I saw your post about that.
Yeah, they're all on the green, and the dude comes out and says, "Well, we're tied. Everything's tied. So whoever wins this hole wins the hole." Okay, great. That's fine. First dude comes out. I got to get this right. Basically, the bad guys take 3 shots.
Yeah.
And then Ty comes in and makes 2 shots. And then the kid, Danny Noonan, makes his 1 shot.
Yeah.
Guys, that's not a win. That's a tie.
Yep.
That's 3-3. We tied the game. We're not done yet. But everybody in the movie was like, "Oh, they won the thing." No, that's a tie. The other one that only recently occurred to me is the Cannonball Run. The Cannonball Run is not a race where everybody starts at the same time and whoever gets there first. It's a timed event. That's why they have their time cards as they punch out, and then they're supposed to punch in their time when they get to the other side of the country.
I kind of forgot about that.
Yeah. So when they all get there at the exact same time at the end, and they're all racing to get to the checkbox, and only the girl, Adrienne Barbeau, and Captain Chaos, they're the ones that are going to get there, right? But then Captain Chaos ducks off and saves the dog and comes back, and Adrienne clocks in first. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because Captain Chaos could have still checked in because he left later than the Lamborghini girls. So he still could have won the thing if he had saved the dog and then go and punched in. So there's a lot of weird 80s things like that that I've been noticing
he may
lately.
have lost his card in the water.
Well, yes, but the point is that there's the entire group behind them. So even though they all kind of fell down and it was kind of like, well, we lost because she got in first, they could have all raced up and punched in their cards, and anybody who left afterwards would have won the race. Anybody that left before them would have lost, but anybody that came after the Lamborghini girls still had a time card that could have beaten her by even a few seconds, and they would have won the race.
I don't know if I haven't seen that movie in so long. I didn't even remember they won it.
Yeah, it's a fantastic movie. It's a fantastic freaking movie. And 90% of those guys are all gone now.
Right.
Which is just nuts. Adrienne Barbeau is still around. In fact, both the
Yep.
Lamborghini girls are still around. But you know,
who's the other
Sammy
one?
Davis Jr. is gone. I can never
Yep.
remember her name, but she's the mom from Silent Night, Deadly Night. She's in a lot of really like cheesy horror stuff from the 80s. Yeah. But Sammy Davis Jr., Dean Martin, Dom DeLuise, they're all gone. They're all gone.
Yeah.
It's depressing. I mean, Terry Bradshaw is still around. He was in that movie.
Yeah, that's
But
right.
he's getting old.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jackie Chan is still around. Yep, absolutely.
Yeah.
Who's
Yeah,
the
that was
mom
Jackie
guy?
Chan before he was like Jackie Chan around here.
Yeah.
On this side, anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mr. Doctor here. We need a Soylent Green sequel. After all, the original was supposed to be set in 2022. That's right. Soylent Green is people, and that was 2022, according to the movie. Yep. You don't know Soylent Green?
No, I don't know that
Oh, I
one.
just spoiled the whole movie for you. Sorry. Soylent Green is people. Basically, it's a futuristic movie with Charlton Heston, where it's overpopulation to the extreme, and the government figures out a way to help with some of the hunger and so on that's going on. So they give out these little green chips that are called Soylent Green. It's like potato chips or something. It's supposed to be like high protein sort of stuff. And Charlton Heston, throughout the course of the movie, spoiler alert, it's only 40 years old, but spoiler alert, Charlton Heston finds out that they are scooping up the homeless people and turning them into these green Soylent Green chips and feeding them to the populace.
Oh.
So Soylent Green is people.
And that's when they
That
show the montage of
a lot more sense then.
Yeah, it's the montage of everyone throwing up globally.
Right.
As the news spreads.
Jim, you're still not doing it right. It's Mr. Doctor. I blame Mr. Doctor. But we've been talking about movies and stuff. We've been talking about 80s movies and so on. Yeah. It's weird. It's like my writer brain is just on overdrive. Like I'm recognizing and seeing so many things now that I didn't see when I was younger. Like Planet of the Apes, the TV show. The very first scene, they have an ape with a dog running around. No, the dogs were all extinct. That's part of the story. That's why they have apes that were trained to be pets and so on. So I'm like, where did this freaking dog come from? I'm like, yo, my brain needs to like turn off because all of my suspension of disbelief is like gone at this point.
Because dogs were extinct, but talking monkeys.
Yeah, stop with your dogs. Give me the
Right.
talking monkeys. Yeah, that's right. I have this friend of mine who runs a comic shop over here in Detroit, and he's a huge Planet of the Apes fan. And so every time I find something, I'm like, I always tag him, Chris Brown. I always tag him. I'm like, yo, Chris, you know what's happening here? Do you know what this is all about? And he's like, yo, man, I don't know. You gotta, you tell me. So sometimes I have to do his Planet of the Apes homework.
Oh, I met Chris.
Yeah.
Right?
You were at his shop.
Yeah, we did that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Chris is a good guy. Great shop over in Detroit area. If you guys are in Michigan, go check out his shop. I'm sure I'm sure he's back to being open again. I don't know if he's got like limited hours or whatever, but he's back to being open, and he's always been a big supporter of indie stuff. Here is all of the Soylent Green spoilers, folks. There you go. Go to Wikipedia. Learn all about the Soylent Green.
Soylent Green.
So there was there's a podcast that I was listening to. It's called "There's Something About Helen and Olga," and I'm just talking about like the homeless people that you were talking about in Soylent Green. There's couple of old ladies that were going around and trying to like help these homeless people. But instead they were like fraudulently taking out life insurance policies on them and then killing them and then collecting the life insurance policies. Like,
Wow.
it was crazy. These like, they were like old ladies too, like late 60s, early 70s.
Is this movie quote inappropriate for that story? Clever girl.
Is that from Silence of the Lambs?
Oh, that's Jurassic Park.
Oh.
Yeah.
I love you though.
I've only seen that movie
But their
once.
nails aren't as pretty as yours.
Oh, thank you. See, I told you I wanted something wild or something funky.
I haven't
Jurassic
seen your
Park.
nails
That's
today.
next year too.
Oh. Tom, shoot over to my nails.
We're doing a close up. Yep.
Yeah, so April can see. See, April?
So pretty. That's kind of like that Tiffany and Company blue.
Yeah, it's a little more on the
Wow,
green side.
big time.
Yeah,
Right. It's a very hot color.
it's a very hot color.
See, I have to notice and appreciate that stuff too. I have 3 daughters, so well done
That's
with the
good.
nail. Yeah.
Yeah. Last time I had pandas. I had pandas on my nails, and that
I
was
love the pandas.
that was a hot
Love
choice,
pandas.
or I would say a popular choice, not a hot choice. Pandas aren't hot by any means.
So fluffy.
So April, you were at a con last week, right?
Oh my gosh, yes. Yes.
Oh,
I
it's Mr.
was.
Goodwillie. We got you, Mr. Goodwillie. Welcome. Excellent.
It's not
So
just
how
a
was
club
the
name.
con? Where was the con?
It was in Orlando, and so I kind of feel for Ryan and his internet issue. It was a cosplayer's paradise or something, which basically meant that none of the vendors made any money, and they've shut the show down forever, and they're not reopening it back up.
For that reason?
I am sure that there were many other reasons to attribute to it, but it was not one of those things where I can boast, yeah, check it out, Orlando, because you can't anymore. But we're gonna give Florida another chance come April with Suncoast, because I believe Marissa, Mike, and myself are all going. Is that correct?
Yes, that is correct.
Excellent.
Yeah, him and I picked that show over doing Kansas this year, so
There's actually
excited for it.
several shows that are slotted for that particular weekend. I know that South Texas Comic-Con, Planet Comic-Con, Suncoast, and there's a one-day Zenescope thing happening in Vegas, all on that same weekend. So.
Oh no, that Zenescope thing is 3 days long.
Oh, I thought it was just Saturday only, from what the
Nope.
Facebook ad said.
Oh, maybe they changed it because
Well, yeah,
told me
it's
about it.
there's like a day before meet and greet, and then there's the day of the thing, which is Saturday, and then Sunday is just kind of again sort of hangout thing ish. So there's like a pre-show party, and then there's the show, and then there's chill out on Sunday. Yeah.
Are they based out of Vegas or no?
No, they are. I
Philadelphia.
want to say, I was going to say Philadelphia. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure the Vegas connection.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it just says
but that's what they're
Saturday,
doing.
April 23rd.
Yeah, they've done a few things in Vegas. I know that they were supposed to have something here like right before COVID happened. So I think they just kind of do like just special events all over.
Yeah.
But I'm just curious. I'm just curious to see like how that event would go, just because it's such a niche type thing. Like when you go there and you're a vendor, like you sell only your Zenescope stuff because you're a Zenescope artist.
Right.
Kind of
So
like
I'm just
Swarm
wondering.
Fest.
You go there and you sell what you do for them, and you don't really do much else. So
Well, Swarmfest, all those guys had everything that they did. Mendoza had his stuff. There was tons of guys there that do BDI work. They were selling BDI stuff. So that didn't seem to be a problem. At least the Swarm. I mean, I was there like what was it, like 3 years ago or something. So like Jesse Witchman was there. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So Jesse Witchman was there. He had stuff, and Mendoza had stuff. So it didn't seem like he was too worried about whatever was going on. I don't know how that relates to the Zenescope one. They might be more restrictive. I don't know, but yeah.
Yeah, because I was gonna go if Mike was gonna do that one. He was gonna ask if I could go just so I can like meet some people like in the company, like Dave or whoever. And he was like, "Yeah, you can go, but you can't bring any." He's like, "You won't be able to bring in any of your stuff. Like you can't sell any of your stuff." So I thought that like they might be a little more strict. Now I was at Swarmfest the last time, and I sat with Mike for the couple days that he was there. And, I guess now that you say it, I guess, yeah, he did have a bunch of his stuff there, like his regular stuff. So it wasn't just Coffin Comics. So
I was a little sad because I had done the mystery envelope piece, and I had asked if I could come, and he's like, "Oh, it's not that kind of Comic-Con," and that was the end of the conversation. I was like, "Oh, okay. Maybe in a decade. I'll see you later." Like, I don't know. It's hard to justify travel and hotel and whatnot just to go to basically a cool party. Well, because the kids are in school and stuff, like it's huge inconvenience.
yeah, I feel like that's kind of how Phoenix Con is.
So yeah, no, someday. I just like to be a pretty girl at the ball. What can I say?
Yeah, I'm not even sure what my con schedule is this year. I have one on the slate, right? No, I have two. I have Akron, which they're ready for us to come back. CB, they're
okay, cool.
They're happy to have us back. That's not going to be till November. And then I'm doing a one-day show here in Indiana on the 12th, which is going to be crazy because that's the day that the Kickstarter ends. So I'm going to be all over the place trying to get those last pledges in before the show ends, before the campaign. At least the campaign always ends at like midnight, so I'll be able to close down and get live on the air for a while before we close down.
Yeah, I think my Blackrabbit campaign, I tried to time it, and I always screw it up, but I tried to time it so that it ended either during or right as my Monday night show started.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, again, I don't know if I timed it right. I've tried to do countdowns in the past, and it's like, oh, but that Kickstarter countdown clock always throws me off.
Yes, always... correct. Yes, you're right. You're right. Because it's very weird. It's a very weird clock. Yeah. I just know that because when I do my clock or when I do my setup, I always make it end at 11:45 Eastern time. Like that's so even when the clock is weird, I know 11:45 is the real ending time.
Right. Yeah.
I don't care what you're telling me in your minutes or your hours or your days. It's so confusing. But 11:45. And then that's of course the day before the Super Bowl too. So it's gonna be a little wild of a weekend.
Yeah. Wait a minute, are you allowed to say Super Bowl?
I just did.
Yeah. The superb owl.
The superb owl.
Yeah.
Oh man. Why is that?
The big
that
game.
Like Inktober?
Yeah, I mean, pay attention to ads as it comes closer. They always talk about like get a new TV for the big game, and they never say Super Bowl.
Yeah, because you have to license that if you're gonna if you're marketing it as something for you, you have to pay for the licensing for that phrase. Yeah.
Interesting. Golly, to
And
be a corporate lawyer.
I mean, you have to feel for the NFL because they don't really make much money,
right? Yeah,
Correct.
for sure.
You know, they're always scraping the bottom of the barrel. So
I mean, even those Super Bowl tickets, most of them they just give away.
Right.
How are they supposed
the
to make
ungodly amount of money they have to pay the halftime performers too.
Right. It's a joke. It's just a joke.
Wait, who's supposed to be there this year?
It is a group.
Dre, Snoop.
Yeah, it's
Eminem,
Snoop, Eminem, Dre,
Mary
and Mary J. Blige. Yeah.
Wow, when did these guys get domesticated?
It's a good question.
Oh, you guys are now fit for TV because, you know, at any moment you can throw out a hip. Like, lame. Although I have to admit, I love Snoop Dogg and Martha Stewart together. Oh my God, I love them.
I mean, who doesn't really?
All right. I love that she's the one that's got the criminal record. I love the two of them together. I just do. It tickles me something fierce.
Oh my gosh. The laugh made that even better.
Oh, well, yeah. I aim to please.
Yeah.
Oh, dirty marker. It's fine.
Mr. Burridge, welcome. These are okay. So we'll for those that are just dropping in and don't know, what you're looking at right now is Blackrabbit. These are all commissions being done. Well, I mean, they're all for the show, but the artists do tend to sell the pieces. So when they're all done, you're welcome to message Marissa. You're looking at Marissa right now, Marissa, April, or CB. These will all be up for sale, I'm sure. Just let them know, hey, what do you want for that piece, and they'll let you know. This is Blackrabbit, Justin. This is a Kickstarter for CB Zane's Kickstarter right now that is live. It's already funded. He's already got 600 backers. He's got 9 days left. It's crushing the Kickstarter algorithms right now and doing great. And we're gonna look at the campaign here in a little while too. But we let everybody get some drawing under their belt as we get started here. So, and we might still get Ryan Kincaid involved if he gets his Orlando internet figured out. But if anybody that's watching has questions, just shoot them out. We're talking everything. We're talking 80s movies and football and Comic Cons and everything. So everything's on the table. Tell us what you need to know, and we will. One of us will know the answer for sure. If you need nail tips, we'll go to Marissa. You know, and so on and so on.
I'm here for it.
I was really sad. Like, usually if I break my nail within 12 hours of the show, or even when I'm right there on site, like, I usually have a really good show. This time it broke like 27 hours before I literally had time to go to the salon and get it fixed.
Ooh.
And it freaking tanked. I was so sad. I was like, oh. So 12 hours or less. That's my good luck charm. They were so
April, you have the first question.
Oh.
Yeah. Go ahead and take that one there.
Of life. Well, that is a Monty Python movie, so we can definitely go to that. We actually introduced Amelita to that movie, and she's like, "Oh my gosh, what? I can't even tell you how hard I was laughing, especially when they were faking being men so that they could stone people. That movie's all kinds of wrong. Yeah, so movies.
I have
movies
never
are
been
great.
able to watch Monty Python. I
No?
don't get it at all. Don't get it. The only thing that's ever come over in that regard for me that I latched onto was Benny Hill back in the day.
Yeah.
Yeah. But watching like Monty Python and Holy Grail, stuff like that, I'm like, nah,
Really?
it's not working. This is not working for me.
Oh man. I love the old comedy. It's the newer comedy that I have issues with. Like I get lost in their subtle PC-ness.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of the last like good comedy I saw, like new one.
Yeah.
I'm sure there has been. I've been enjoying Peacemaker.
Oh
think that
man, yes. See, I get that.
Yeah, right. Because there's nothing subtle.
Yeah, I don't know.
What's up, Bobby Joe? Bobby Joe, it's called
the opening
Northwest. It's
credits
called
dance
NWI
number.
Comic Con, Northwest Indiana Comic Con. It is February 12th. It is literally Northwest Indiana. So I want to say it's like Griffith, Indiana, somewhere in that area. I got to figure out where exactly the city is, but it's literally Northwest Indiana Comic Con, February 12th. So yeah, come on up. Come on up. Yeah, Benny Hill explains me for 100%. 100%. If you understand Benny Hill, then yes, you understand me.
I don't think I've ever heard that uttered before. So
yeah, that was big time stuff when I was in like high school, when that stuff was making its rounds through here. And then he died in 92. I mean, not even long after I started watching that stuff, he passed.
Yeah, he was funny, man.
Yeah, all of his shows are in one big honking DVD set that you can get. I had to hunt one down last year when I found out it existed.
But how many shows did he do?
It's hundreds and hundreds. Yeah, it's the DVD set is like 70, like early to mid 70s into the late 80s. So it's
Is that right?
Close to 20 years worth of stuff.
Wow.
Yeah. Maybe 15 years, something like that. Yeah. It is a lot. I know where it is, about 20, 30 minutes from my house. Hey, there you go. So come on out, Bobby Joe. It's just a one-day show, too. So come hang out, chill out. You're welcome to hang out at the booth if you need to. Whatever you need to do, come see us. It'll be a good time. Good time. And then I think the next show that I'm doing is probably June, assuming that it goes off. It'll be the Oz show they do in New York every year, the first weekend of June. So as long as they're still doing that in New York, I'll be up there doing that thing.
Did you do that last year, Tom?
No, they canceled it.
Did they?
Yeah, because they do. They probably could have done it, but they usually do this big parade and stuff. It's, and this is like, if they can't do it all, they're not going to do it. So at this point, they look like they're okay, but it is New York, and New York is Like,
yeah,
really, like, I mean, they could be like, nope, you're not doing it now. So we'll see how that goes.
yeah. Believe me, I'm stuck in this state right now.
Because of the snow?
Oh,
No,
that
because
too,
of the
yeah.
politics. But no, I saw
Oh.
Tom before he came out. We got hit. Like I'm in like Western New York, Buffalo, Niagara Falls area. We got hit with 24 inches of snow 2 weekends ago,
Nice.
and it's still on the ground. It's just been cold and still snowy. And
How much snow is out there, Marissa? How much snow you guys got?
Probably about 1.5 feet or so.
Yeah.
where are you, Marissa?
I'm in Phoenix. We got a few inches. It's a little chilly.
But you have to drive 2 hours to get to it up in Flagstaff, right?
Yes, you have to drive 2 hours to get to it. That is correct. And I don't have a desire to do that right now. So. I've always wanted the snowboarding, but those dreams kind of got shattered whenever I was 17. So I had a snow tubing accident, got a concussion, and I was like, okay, we're not going to the mountains for snowboarding ever.
Ever's a long time.
Well, I mean, I blacked out. I don't even know how I blacked out. I woke up, I was in the hospital. I have no idea what happened.
Well, at least they had enough sense to take you.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, people get hurt. Sonny Bono crashed into a tree skiing and died. So, I mean, that's a real thing.
I know, but I'm just saying that you were around people who cared about you enough to take you. That's good.
Yeah, well, it was my dad, so I hope that he'd want to.
Yeah, there you go.
She'll be fine.
There are
Just
people
put her in
that
the
can't
car.
say that.
Like, here's a path.
Turn the heater on.
Walk it off. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
The old rub some dirt on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just got your bow on. Get back out
You'll
there.
be fine. Yeah, no, it was crazy because we went shopping at an outlet mall the day before we went snow tubing, and whenever we get back, I walk into the bedroom and I asked my grandma, I was like, whose clothes are these? And she's like, because I had like new sweaters and a couple t-shirts and new pair of shoes and stuff, and she was like, oh, they're yours. And I was like, these aren't mine. I don't have these. And she's like, honey, we went shopping yesterday. And I was like, oh. And then I was like, how the hell did I get to South Dakota? Like the whole week of the whole memory of me getting to South Dakota, which is erased. And it started slowly coming back to me over a few days. And yeah, I was like pretty scary. I was like, I don't remember how I got to South Dakota.
Wicked.
And then the doctors in South Dakota tried telling me I didn't have a concussion, but when I went to go for a checkup at my regular doctor back in St. Louis, he was like, well, do you have any memory loss? And I was like, yeah, I lost about a week of memory for a few days. And he was like, and they told you didn't have a concussion. And I was like, yep. And he goes,
that's just alien abduction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I watched enough X-Files to understand what's happening here. You were abducted by aliens.
Well, I don't remember. And my
You're
dad
not supposed to remember
my
that.
dad's an alien.
That's the whole
My
point.
dad's an alien.
That's like the first
that'll
episode of
be
the
okay.
X-Files. They tell you all about that.
That's a show I never really watched a lot of. I don't know why. It's something I should, but I never, for whatever reason, got into it.
Yeah, it's an interesting show because when it started, first season, kind of second season too, but not quite as much. But first season is very like Monster of the Week. So
yeah.
it has this feel of like, well, what monster are we seeing this week?
Yeah.
But then when you get to the end of the first season, that's when the continuity kind of starts to actually happen. And you go into the second season, that's where the smoking man comes in. All the conspiracy stuff starts to come in. Everything starts to kind of tie together. But it does take a minute to kind of get to all of that. and then you've got 9 seasons of it. So the first 7 seasons are, everybody wants Scully and Mulder to get together, and that never happened until it eventually happened.
Yeah.
I remember when they did Rolling Stone did a cover for them, and they put Mulder and Scully in bed together. And it was this huge thing. I was at an X-Files convention. Everybody lost their minds. They were like, "Oh my God, Scully and Mulder are together!" Even though it was just for this dumb cover. But it was everywhere in the hall, and it was just selling for like ridiculous money. Super funny. I was a huge X-Files nut when this thing came out. I was all about it. Got to about season 6, and I just kind of started to drift off from it. So I never actually finished it. I have no clue how the freaking thing ends. And then they just brought it back. They did like 2 mini seasons, just recently that were like on some kind of streaming, and I haven't seen any of that. So I have the whole Blu-ray box set. So I'm ready to dive in one of these days and just tear through it again. But you're talking about 9 years of shows, and back in the day, this was real seasons, not these 10 episode seasons. You're talking about 22, 23 episodes of a season. So you got to be ready to really go.
Tom, were you ever a Buffy fan? No?
Nope, never was. I watched it a little because my friends did, and then I remember when Angel came on. I liked Angel a lot more than Buffy, but just from a general Buffy universe sense, no.
That's I love that show when it was on in its day. It's one of those shows that really hasn't held up well, though.
I've seen some writing about that. I've seen people talking about it. Some of the stuff I look at, I'm like, you guys are just looking for way too much. And the other thing is that all art is a time capsule. It's a moment in time. And not everything is going to hold up. Some things exist because the world is the way it was at the time that it existed. And you just kind of roll with it. You can get offended about it, or you can just understand that, in 1973, this is how things were. Yeah. And art revolved around it.
Yep.
Bobby Joe is on the X-Files. Are you like binging Bobby Joe, or are you just getting random episodes? Are you doing like a legitimate season 1 to season 9 plus the movies? And then Mr. Bishop likes Buffy but hasn't seen Angel.
I liked Angel a lot more.
I should give him the Angel spoiler. We'll just drop it right here for you, Mr. Bishop. You won't even have to watch it.
It was all a dream, and Bobby Ewing is still alive. See, now I'm dating myself.
Yeah, no one knows what you just said.
I know.
No one has a clue what you just said.
No one cares who shot JR.
I do, but
Yeah.
So yeah, Bobby Joe's going. Yeah, when I got the Blu-ray set, I started watching season 1. I got through, I don't know, 5 or 6 episodes. What was crazy is I hadn't seen them in so long, but it felt like I had just watched them yesterday. So I was kind of like, wow, I think I was way too into this show at the time, because there was when I go back and watch stuff now, it's like I get these. Oh yeah, I remember that. But this, I was like, yo, was this on yesterday? Like it's way too ingrained in my brain. So I just stopped, and I'll get back to it at some point.
It's funny how some shows do that, though. You feel like you maybe even watched it casually or whatever, and then you're like, oh yeah, this, oh, maybe I saw more of it than I thought, or was way more into it than I thought.
Yeah. The cool part, one of the cool parts of the old shows is I didn't remember a lot of the actors. Like Donald Logue was in it, was in one of the episodes of the X-Files. Commissioner Gordon from Gotham, and he's in tons of stuff. He's in tons of comic movies and stuff. But it was cool to see all these guys in like their younger days. Like, oh, I know that guy. Red Foreman is one of the bad guys, one of the FBI bad guys.
He's a great bad guy.
Oh yeah. That's sort of half the fun going back through these old shows. Everyone's got to get their start somewhere.
Yeah, I think I'm on season 23 or 24 of The Simpsons right now, so I'm still working my way through that.
I just saw an interview with oh my God, what are their names? The dudes that made South Park, because season 25 is coming up.
Trey Stone or Matt Stone and Trey Parker.
Yeah. And so their article started off with, "Wow, it feels really good to be halfway done with South Park now." So I'm like, holy shit. Season 50 will finally be done.
That's one of those shows I always say, like, I don't know why I don't watch it more. It's always funny.
It's
wrong.
It's a great show. It really is a great show. It's very smart. I mean, it's really dumb. It's super dumb, but it's super smart.
Yeah.
I just saw the pandemic specials and just had a riot of laughter.
Yeah, I haven't seen the COVID stuff yet. I actually just started binging that stuff. I got through season 11 over the last year or so, and I'm kind of like, okay, I think I'm done for a while. But it hasn't been easy to get the DVD things for cheap enough that I'm willing to buy them. Especially, it seems like well, I mean, obviously the newer they get, more expensive they're going to be, because I was buying the old stuff for like $4, and then all of a sudden it was like $7, and all of a sudden it was like $10. Like, wait a minute, this stuff's old. Nobody wants this. I'm the only one buying this.
Well, that's kind of if you ever wanted to, it's on HBO Max, and you can just rent the service, watch it, and then cancel it.
Yeah. I'm a physical media person, so the fact that I even have right now 2 streaming services is crazy. Like I've had Netflix forever, so I just kind of run with whatever's on Netflix is what I get. And then for whatever reason, I don't remember why, I got Amazon, and I'm not even sure why. Something just was like, yeah, you should just get Amazon. And because there's stuff on there, and I was like, okay. And I've had it for a long time, but I barely even remember using it. I know I watched The Boys, but besides that, I can't even think about what else I've used it for. Because every time I go and look for a movie, it's like, oh yeah, it's like $2.99 to rent. I'm like, yo, I'm already paying for the thing. Why am I paying again for these things? So I'm probably gonna drop that.
You collected The Boys, right? The book, the comics.
I bet way back in the day. I didn't have them all by any stretch, but I had the first few volumes of it. Yeah.
I remember you picking some up at one of the cons we were at, and then when the series came out, I was like, oh yeah, I remember. Like, I think Tom had picked one of these up. And...
Yeah. It's a good show. Yeah. No, Justin, I do not buy anything on Amazon. I think I remember buying one thing on Amazon in my lifetime. I don't use it. I don't use it.
How do you live?
Quite well, because I have toys everywhere, I have comics everywhere, and none of it goes to Jeff Bezos. So I'm doing just fine. I know I have friends of mine that are like deep in the Amazon world. I mean, really just in all things, online buying and stuff.
Deep in the Amazon.
It's really kind of scary. It's kind of scary how Amazon-y they are. Every time I go to their house, I show up and it's like 9:00 at night. They haven't even looked and they got packages in front of their door. I'm like, yo, you got stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I am for sure. I always buy stuff. I always buy stuff off Amazon.
Yeah. I feel like I binge there.
I do buy online a lot, but I also like to go to the websites of things that I'm actually needing. Like I'll go to like Jerry's Artorama website in order to buy my art supplies, or I'll go to, well, I just bought new travel cases for my con stuff on what was it, pelican.com or whatever it is. So I mean, even though I'm online shopping, I'm still trying to, buy direct, but yeah, like it gets a little hard to find, let's say, gardening stuff. It's not happening right now, so I have to buy it on Amazon. I'm just like, well, if you wait, then all of a sudden they jack the price up like 4 times the amount that it needs to be, and it's just like, no.
What's up, Terry? Terry Schiffman's in the house.
Ooh, hi, Terry.
Hi,
Good to
Terry.
see you guys. We are just all over the place today, so feel free to drop into the conversation anytime you like. No, I get bags and boards, Justin. I get them from other places, though. I will not Amazon. I refuse. So I guess he's getting a little money with my Prime Video, but I guess I got to hang out a little bit longer because Boys 3 is almost here, and then once Boys 3, I can drop it.
Is that going to be the final season or no?
I don't think so. I mean, I haven't heard that it's ending.
No,
I
just wonder if I was missing out on something.
I mean, this season, assuming they do what they say they're doing, it should be absolutely ridiculous because they're adapting, at least in some part, the Herogasm storyline.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus. That should be interesting to say the least.
Yeah.
But
I've
enjoyed
the third season.
What's that?
I said I was not impressed with the third season. They
didn't have a third season yet.
I'm sorry, their second season.
Yeah.
I felt that way until like the last maybe 2-3 episodes. And then I thought it kind of found its footing again.
I feel like it had like some spots in it where you're like, okay, well, she's like Stormfront's like really old, and she's got like kind of a cool backstory, but then like everything is just so slow, and like nothing comes like full circle in that season. I'm like, what the fuck is happening? Like, why is there no like definitive like this is happening because of this is happening? It's like they have like 1.5 episodes of like the insane asylum, and like that girl escapes, and it's like, okay, well, where's that going? Yeah. Like, you didn't even hint at anything other than the fact that she fucking escaped.
Yeah, you're right. No, it was a very loose season compared to the first one. It was a very loose season. Yeah, for sure, 100%.
Yeah, I liked the first season a lot, and that's why I was like, I had really high hopes for the second season. So like whenever they put it out, I just kind of kept watching. So I was like, all right, something has to happen this episode. Something has to happen.
Well, that sounds like you're describing Boba Fett now. Something has to happen eventually, right?
I don't watch anything Star Wars. I can't do Star Wars.
The last episode of Boba Fett was great because it was basically another episode of The Mandalorian.
Oh, yeah. See, I couldn't do Mandalorian either. I tried watching like the first couple episodes of it, and I couldn't get into it. So,
April, those colors are looking sick.
Thanks.
So Terry, this is CB Zane's character, Blackrabbit. It is on Kickstarter right now, so if you'd like to go support him, the link is in the feed here. He's got 9 days left, so everybody's drawing Blackrabbit. That's CB. That is April. That is Marissa. Getting her colors in there now. And we're just chit-chatting, having a good time, chilling out. In fact, we should probably go ahead, CB, and toss the campaign up. This is about the time we normally do that. I forgot how to do it. Share. There we go. Share screen. And Blackrabbit. There we go. Boom. There we are. Beautiful.
Sweet.
All right, so we're gonna scroll through here. We'll let you talk about what we're seeing.
Alrighty.
So you guys can see it's already done. It's funded. It's done. It's going crazy. Almost 700 backers. 8 days to go now. Excuse me. 8 days to go now.
Yeah, that flipped probably a couple minutes ago, actually, 20 minutes ago, maybe. I don't know, something like that. Again, I can't work the Kickstarter clock, but I just dropped 2 new covers that are add-ons for the campaign. You'll see them coming up in just a moment. That's the description of the book itself. So that's the first, and then there's a naughty variant to follow. But wonderful colors by Sanju. Yeah. And that's the other one. And I think in some ways that sort of encapsulates Blackrabbit. Like I said, she's a character who gets off on her work. Literally. It is erotica. The story is it'll make you sweat a little bit, and hopefully the art matches it too. That's the main cover there. It was by me and covered by Elenia DiNapoli. And there's a little Easter egg with those pictures that are hanging on the cover there. Kind of fun for people to take a look. Kate Key cosplay coming up. She did such a great job with the special effects in the pictures and creating the costume. She was just wonderful to work with. And so we have that and some prints that are available and another cosplay cover that she did, actually an homage to one of the covers I had shown her as reference. And of course, that's Keith Garvey. Keith is just magnificent. Great guy to work with. Just does always delivers. So a pair of Keith offerings there. And this is Lyra Pie, someone I had found, just absolutely loved their work, and just the colors, the skin tones, I just marvel at. I don't even think that picture does it justice, actually. Yeah, when you really look at it, it's going to be a gorgeous cover.
Yeah, everything on Kickstarter, they condense it. They don't want like high res pictures because they have a bajillion pictures. So everything you see on Kickstarter, it's always going to be a little fuzzy, not quite right. And then when you get the actual book, you'll be pleased.
Yeah. And next up, I couldn't do a naughty book without having the naughtiest of fairies. So Wendy was all on board with it, and I think this was the cover I had to blot out just a little bit more because Kickstarter wasn't going to let me run the campaign because it didn't follow their guidelines.
It's the Jim Noble method there.
Yeah, and I'm like, I've seen Jim Noble. Like, this isn't like, but yeah, so that's her Sexy Danger cover, which is, it's fun and titillating. And then Shikari did these covers, and again, just so good, so talented. He just does such great work, and one of my favorite parts is her necklace that she's wearing because it says Blackrabbit kind of in diamonds. So the nice little touch. So it's a virgin cover, but has the logo kind of in there too, which is neat. And this is one of the first covers I had done before I had even written the book. I was enamored with where the character was going, and I knew what I wanted her to be about, and I had drawn this. Sanju did the covers or colors for that one, and this was one I had sent Kate Key as a reference for costumes, and she did her own like cosplay homage to it, and just did a great job.
Yeah, there's the cosplay.
Yep. And again, like the background, the special effects she did, super cool. Just, she was so great to work with, and so into it too. I've been blessed. It's been a really nice response to Blackrabbit from people. The look of the character, and really, really happy. And there are so many covers that I had for this first issue that I basically had to save for issue 2. A lot of them were my own, but certainly a lot of other people's. And I've recruited some people for the second issue too. I think I might have a Marissa Pope cover coming for issue 2.
Ooh, you might.
And I haven't talked with April, but I know April would be all about the naughty. So
I feel like I'm properly prepared and seasoned for this particular assignment.
Yep.
You just let me know when.
Yep. Oh, absolutely. So, and then those are the various packages you can get: the clean, the risque package, the everything, called the Lovemore package, because that is her name, Jessica Lovemore. And that gives you a look at the interiors. And like I said, that was trying to figure out the look, sort of that neon noir, I guess I'll call it. It's actually the first time I've uttered that phrase, but I guess it kind of fits.
It really does.
And yeah, like I said, the layout for it is very different. It's not traditional panels. I tried to complement the story and let the story complement, the what I was depicting as well. So, but it was a lot of fun working that style. So, and then stretch goals are there, and Becky Fuller, who's done a ton of different tarot cards. It's another one to add to her collection. And if anyone's been getting those as stretch goals, man, that's a really nice collection. So we're about ready to, I hope, fingers crossed, unlock that poker chip. And then the mini prints and some stickers. And if I can only double my makings right now, I'm planning to release that black and white, which would be the original with no colors. It's just a true noir comic. So we'll see. We'll see if we get there. But I'm a big fan of sort of raw art. Seeing people's sketchbooks and just seeing the line work. So that's a potential stretch goal down the road.
So there it is, folks. There we go.
Yep.
Let's do a little refresh here. See if we've gotten anything while we've been hanging out.
Yeah.
Nope, still at the same spot. So anybody that's not joined yet, you still have 8 days to join. Hop on tonight. You can, and then get one of the things that was bugging me is Blackrabbit is one word. So if you type it in as 2 words, you won't find it.
Yeah.
So make sure you type in Blackrabbit as one word. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's one. I guess the things, if I could nitpick Kickstarter, like it doesn't find, if you're off by a letter, you can't find what you're looking for, which I don't quite get that, but
yeah, it's not. It doesn't think for itself very well.
No.
So Terry's asking what the story is here. Because
so
for
the
some
story
reason, they think there's stories with these covers.
Yeah. So like I said, it is. Yeah, I agree with Terry's comment there about Becky Fuller. That's so good. The story is, first of all, it's an erotic adventure of Jessica Lovemore, and she actually has multiple personalities. One of them is a kleptomaniac, nymphomaniac, and she is a thief for hire, and she comes upon, you find this out, these gloves that allow her to open a portal. And so it allows her to open a portal where she can like reach into a safe and take things, or walk through a wall if she needs to. It's not really a superpower, it's technology that she uses. And the more she thieves, the more she takes, with each and every bit of danger, a chance of getting caught, it sexually activates her, and she needs to find pleasure. But there's a third personality within her that tries to suppress all that. And so it's her erotic adventures as she's doing that and trying to suppress her inner Blackrabbit.
Oh, I get it.
And so it's something very different from what I've done, because like Might is my my PG superhero comic. Into the Suck is my sci-fi, which is another like PG-13 type title. Scorpiana is more of an R-rated, but this one is definitely mature content. And I don't know, I wanted to venture into something like that and see what happens. And so far, it's been a very good response. So I'm happy, and there's 2 more issues of it that I have. They're written, they're ready to go. I was just waiting to see how it would be received, and right now it looks like I'll be forging ahead.
I was going to say, obviously will.
Along with the other titles. So I'll be busy, but it's fun. It's a fun busy. So I think I'm kind of done.
With creating.
And April, I already saw April sold hers, so she has sold on top of hers.
I do.
Nice.
So that one's gone, guys. But if you're interested in CB's or Marissa's once they're all wrapped up, just send them a message. Let them know.
Yeah.
We can get it to you.
Signed, sealed, delivered.
Just a portal.
Unfortunately, it looks like Ryan is not going to get to us tonight. Oh well, it happens. We'll have to make him draw one just on the side.
Yeah.
Have to make him pay.
That's right. He's got his like personal sketch cover things. He's probably watching, so although he probably would have talked if he could have at least watched. Made some comments.
Yeah. Hi, Ryan.
Oh, God damn it. This fucking thing.
That's right. You tell it, honey. You tell it.
I know. This mark, you see this fucking mess right here? You see this mess? It's because I filled up the wrong marker that I thought was dry. And so when I went to go open up the other end to use it, I just spilled ink everywhere. So I filled up the wrong marker. I thought this one was dry, but it was a different one. So I'm just like,
did you have it drip over a pony sketch?
Yes. Well, no, this was just
you are going to be
sketch.
flogged within an inch of your life, my love.
Why? It's just a sketch.
I love you. You obviously do not know my obsession with My Little Ponies.
Well, do you want this? I mean, it has a memory behind it now. I can just mail it to you. Like I leaved all over it, so you can have it.
Yes. Yes. I will reimburse you for postage. I will. Okay. I will fix it.
I mean, this little spot up here kind of looks like a boob, so it's like well within our realm of.
Wait, now I'm looking.
Marissa, I love you. I love that you did the J. Scott.
Oh, I see it.
Campbell.
Oh yeah, she. I didn't have time to do his Draw This in Your Style thing, so I just went ahead and did this because like she's perfect. She's a thief, and she could be doing this. I mean, she might not be smiling. She looks too happy. She does look too happy.
No, she might smile.
She might smile.
And then she might get really turned on.
Should I just draw?
And then that might make her smile again. So
I'm gonna draw like an eggplant over here on the side.
Yeah, right.
Is it like her energy? Is that like lightning?
No, it's like opening a portal. So it just kind of radiates and then becomes this like hole she can look through, reach through.
It's Kirby Crackle.
Yeah, Kirby Crackle.
No, it is not. It is not Kirby Crackle. I don't know much, but I know it ain't that. Oh, this is not as good as I thought it would. Well, maybe I need to like shake it more. Gotta shake it off. There we go. And we're back.
That was his art. That is CB right there, Terry. That's what we were looking at.
Ooh. Hold that towards the camera.
What's that?
You gotta hold it closer to the camera. It looks like postage stamp.
No,
Ooh. I see the Kirby crackle now. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so cute. I like her.
Yeah, she's really good.
She's fun. She's just fun to draw.
Yeah, it's like why I messaged you about her. I was like,
Yeah.
I want to draw that. Can I draw her?
Yeah. I'm gonna go on camera now.
So Terry says she sent you a message.
Now I know I can show this. Like before, I couldn't quite tell.
It may be a moot point. Terry says she has messaged you. So
she has. I've replied.
Okay, good.
Yep.
Good.
So yeah.
So what's next on the plate after Black Rabbit? What is the schedule for the year?
Yeah. It's kind of in flux a little bit. At some point, Scorpiona 4 will be happening. Might number 2. I think the next thing I'm going to be doing is the trade paperback for Into the Suck, though, which will be just a monster-sized book. It's got 6 issues in it. Some, like a cover gallery, kind of behind-the-scenes design stuff I did for the series. So it's going to have a lot. But I'm excited that I can actually put together a trade paperback for it.
Yeah,
so that'll
100%.
It'll be the first one that I've had that's an actual, trade, and it's just cool. It's a neat accomplishment, I mean,
sure.
you have a ton of them, but it's cool.
Yeah, but even now, it's like when I finish an arc, it still feels like you've accomplished something. Like we put out these floppies, and here's a floppy, and here's a floppy, but then when you've kind of finally like, oh yeah, this is the end of this arc. That's kind of cool. We finished this story. So yeah, no, I totally get it. Totally get it. And it's when you get it on you, when you start being able to put that on your table and sell it, you're gonna feel it again.
Yeah.
You'll be like, here it is. This big old honking book.
Right.
It changes perception. It changes a lot. It's great. So I'm glad you're at that point where you're able to do that. It's going to be good.
Yeah. Yeah. I was just waiting for like good timing too for it. It'll be, by the time it kind of happens, it'll be about a year since the 6th issue and the closing story of the arc actually happened. So I think it works out about right. And I've been working on the next series for it. I'm just about done with the first issue of what will be called Further Into the Suck. So I'm excited that I know I have that entire next series actually written. First book is almost completely drawn. I know the direction of the series after that even. And then I'll see. That may end it. I don't know.
Well, and we had that thing that we were going to do. The Cat Girl of Mars goes into the Suck. But then, of course, last year we ended up getting worked into Dynamite and Bad Kitty. So scheduling. We had to take that dive because we could always come back to Cat Girl of Mars. So yeah.
Just looking at April, that's a really cool effect she's got going on. And by the way, this is sold now.
It's gone. It's out of here.
Yeah.
So that's it, folks. If you want any of these pieces, there is one remaining, and it is Marissa's right there. She's dropping in the bodysuit.
Cover up.
And we're coming. I mean, we still got a little bit of time, but we're coming up on the finale. So if you got questions for anybody, especially for CB about the campaign, Any questions about that? Again, you've got about a week left, a little over a week left. But now's your chance. This is direct contact with the writer, creator, artist extraordinaire. So take the time. Take the time. We are here for you.
Yeah, but when I was first, like I said, when I was coming up with Blackrabbit, originally she was meant to be a villain in Mite's book. And there's a scene that's still in issue number 2 of Mite, once that comes out, that I altered and essentially took Blackrabbit out of because she just, it was like she was almost too sexy for Mite. And she started taking on, like I was saying earlier, this kind of story of her own. And, it's just, it's kind of fun to delve into that kind of naughty verse. I don't know if I could have told you 5 years ago that I would do a story like this, but it's cool. Like it's good if you like, erotica with a little, I guess, sci-fi-ish sort of twist with the idea of her gloves and these portals. I think you're gonna like it. Like I said, I really wanted. It took me a while to get the look of the book just right, but I'm super happy with the way it looks, and it'll probably be the look going forward. I want to keep it, different. I want it to feel different, and it was really important that the art complemented the story in its own way, and the story actually helped enhance, what was depicted on the page. And maybe that's, you could argue that's what every comic book is, but I've done sequential paneling, and this isn't quite sequential paneling. It was different. So I think people are gonna like it.
Yeah, it's just more open. It's not like square to square to rectangle kind of thing. It's a more open form of sequential storytelling, which is interesting. Yeah, definitely. I'm super interested to see what the overall feedback is for it. So Marissa, that's looking fantastic.
Oh, thank you.
You ladies, man, you brought it tonight. I love it.
Oh, anything for you, CV.
Go on with your bad self.
Oh. Yeah.
And what's new for, like, Marissa, what do you have coming out?
Oh Lord. I don't know what I have coming out. I think I have something for Jim. I think I'm doing a Zira piece for him. Think about my schedule.
I just saw you had posted, like, I felt like all of a sudden I saw like a whole bunch of your work. But
Jim did kind of like this little appreciation post. He posted like a bunch of my covers that I did for him over the last year. Let's see. Let me look at my calendar really quick because I don't know.
Yeah. Because
now that you asked me, I don't know what I don't know. What to do.
I'm gonna ask the same question of April too, but April, that looks so good with that like kind of negative space effect you got going on with the blacks. That's awesome.
Yeah. Well, when you have black on black, everything else matters.
Yeah.
I have I think I have a couple of Hardly Thin covers coming up for a couple different retailers. And then I have like this car cover. It's like a sexy girl in front of a car. I don't know the name of the book though. I'd have to ask the guy. And then I have a Mermaid piece for Ron Zabala. Let's see.
Nice.
I totally forgot about Mermaid. That is the irony of the century with Goth Day and what I told you about.
Right.
Holy cow. Again, I'm so in tune that I don't even know I'm in tune.
Mermaid is the best.
Mermaid is the best.
Mermaid.
But it doesn't all have to be super cutesy. Like I whenever I did my Rising Tides thing last year, like I brought a little bit of the horror show. I brought a little bit of the weird along with it, and it was nice. It was nice to have a variety.
Yeah, sea
Yeah,
stuff.
there's actually a lot you can do with the mermaids, you know. They're mythological monsters first, and they've, you know, become these beautiful things of late, more so. But
well, yes.
And I always have this thought of doing a mermaid story in the back of my head, and then I think of drawing a mermaid all the time, and I'm so picky about how a mermaid looks the way I draw it, that I usually talk myself out of it. Like, you don't want to do that.
Yeah, I know, right? Well, I mean, it took me a couple tries before I like started figuring out the best way to get that scale look, and I almost make like a kind of like a chain link kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then I'll go through and start doing the scallops.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
it's funny
it looks funny.
Yeah. I always think like, oh, a mermaid, that'll be easy. You know, you do upper half of a woman, you just throw a fishtail on her, and it's not easy. At least
you don't want to just
me.
like put a bluegill tail on her. There's some effort needed.
Beta tail is really cool. The lionfish tail is really cool. Even shark is kind of neat.
Yeah.
There's no wrong way to do it.
Marissa, you've got messages heading your way as well.
Hi Terry. Sorry, I just saw your message about the liking of the work thingy. So thank you so much. Yep. Now I think I'm done.
It's gonna be a minute before I'm done. I'm such a fucking slow drawer.
Yeah, no, you're fine. You're fine.
Yeah.
It's okay.
I have to start. If I'm going to do something like this for the show, I have to start like an hour ahead, because I'm like, I'll lay something down, then I'll erase it. I'll lay something down, then I'll erase it. And I'm like, okay, well, let's.
Yeah, but you're also working on a much larger piece of paper. Like, what is that? 11 by 14?
No, it's not. It's a 9 by 12.
9 by 12? Oh, okay. Right.
Yeah.
On.
Yeah.
You just have little hands. Aww.
Yeah, they
looks good, and
it's a total Campbell swipe. Like, I just copied his hands, like, exactly. So I'm just
right.
like these little bumpies, and you know,
we all call that an homage.
Homage. That's right. That's right.
Yeah, like total Campbell swipe.
Yeah.
Yeah, but in fairness, he told you to do it.
Yes,
he did.
In this case, he was like, "Yo, everybody do it."
I'm just really behind, you know. Sorry.
So last year. It's so last year, Marissa.
Yeah.
I know. I was never one of the cool kids.
Well, everything that's old is new again.
Right. And I get what you're saying about like sometimes having to do layouts. Like there's times like in my Monday night shows, I just know like if I'm going to get this done in 2 hours, I have to start something. This has to be laid out a little bit ahead of time.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I gotta wash my hands. So I track it all
sometimes like
Oh wow.
Sometimes like you anticipate it being simpler than it actually is. So then when you go in and do it, you're like, oh man, this is actually this is really difficult. But I haven't been drawing like complicated stuff for very long, so I'm still a little bit slower at it than like the straight. I mean, it's like straight up and down from here to here, but then like her legs go out and you got to make sure they're like kind of on the same line so she's not tilted, you know. So I'm excited to be able to draw more complicated poses. I love butts. I'm a total butt person, so I'd love to be able to draw more butt covers.
Well, we'll have to talk about that for your Blackrabbit cover then.
Okay. Yeah, we can do that. I drew I drew an Egyptian cover for Murphy. I don't know how to say her last name, but for like Merc Magazine, her cat fight girl, but it was an Egyptian thing.
Oh yeah.
And I did like a butt shot, and it wasn't a big butt, but it had like nice flow and nice shape to it. And I was like, oh yeah, no, she has a nice butt.
Oh my gosh. All right. Well, we've pretty much got this wrapped up, folks. So 2 of these pieces are gone. CB's and April's are for sure gone. Marissa Pope's is being discussed, I believe.
I think it's sold now. So
looks to be sold, folks. All of the here, we'll go back. Here you go, CB. Do it again. There we go. All of the art tonight is gobbled up by collectors, as is usually the case. April's there. Marissa will, she's not quite finished, but she usually posts hers when she's done the next day. So keep your eyes open for the post tomorrow. You can see the finished piece. CB Zane and Blackrabbit, 8 days to go. Yeah. Rolling in on 700 backers, dude. That's epic. Well done. Everybody go check out the campaign. There's lots of cool stuff in there to try out. And also, as we've been talking, we've had people doing critter toys. We've been getting a pop tonight as well. So thank you all for dropping in on the critter toys. We've got 2 weeks left on the critter toys for you guys to get involved in that. CB and I are working on stuff for you. Watch for Bad Kitty announcements soon. Watch for some Goth Day announcements soon. And hopefully we'll get to see you out at some of these cons. He and I are planning to be at Akron Comic Con again, but that'll be in November. So it's way down the line. But but we are going to be there. We've already got it worked out. Akron Comic Con treats us great. So we'll be back to Akron Comic Con in November. And hope you guys come out and see us then. But that's going to do it for us tonight. So CB, give them the how to find CB spiel.
Yeah. So the easiest way to find me is on Facebook. Just look up CB Zane. You can find me on Monday nights at 9 p.m. on the Artist Alley Shopping Network, where I do my live drawing, which would be like things like you saw tonight. Usually I post on Sundays. I give everyone a chance to suggest a character. Just last Monday, we did a Deja Thoris piece. Probably tomorrow, I'll post something asking for what you'd like to see me do Monday night, and then join me Monday night. And then, of course, I would appreciate it if you could if you've backed Blackrabbit already, thank you so much. I appreciate it. If you could give shout outs and let people know about it, that would be greatly appreciated. And if you're new to Blackrabbit, you're just hearing about it for the first time, please go check it out on Kickstarter. 8 days left, and I appreciate everything. So, and April and Marissa, thanks for drawing my wonderful Jessica Lovemore.
Thank you.
Blackrabbit, that is. Or sometimes it's Dominique, or sometimes it's Evangeline, depending on who comes out. But thank you. You guys did a beautiful job on her.
Thank you for having us.
So, April, how do they find you?
I am on both Facebook as well as Instagram. You're welcome to check me out at Reyna Art, ReynaArt. If you like dank dark memes, you're absolutely welcome to Facebook friend me under April Reyna. And then I'll be in person at Suncoast Comic Con in April over there in Florida, as well as Phoenix Fan Fusion in May and Amazing Las Vegas in June. So
excellent. And Marissa?
So you can find me on Facebook with my name, Marissa Pope. And on Instagram, my name is Mac DeBarfo. Just type in my name and it'll pop up. I'm not going to spell it out for you. But then I will also be at Suncoast in April. So that should be fun. I can't wait for that show.
Super sweet.
All right, there we go, guys. That is going to do it for us tonight. We'll be back next week, normal day and time, Sunday, because it's an in-between. And then we're probably going to switch again to Saturday so we avoid the Super Bowl. So keep your eyes open for our dates and our guests. Anybody that's watching, if you have campaigns ending in the next few weeks, let me know. One of those campaigns we're going to do will be for Critter. We'll talk about the toy and we'll do some Critter drawing. But if you're out there watching and you've got a campaign that's either ending soon or starting soon, let me know, because we try and plan these as far ahead as we possibly can. So that we all know what the hell we're doing. Some of the sports stuff kind of throws us off a little bit, but generally Sunday nights at 9. So especially once the Super Bowl's done, Sunday nights at 9, barring Comic-Cons and so on. But yeah, just shoot me a message. Say, hey, I got a campaign coming up. We'll see what we can do as far as Tetrising you into the schedule here. So thanks, CB, for hanging out. Thanks for making awesome comics. Thanks, April and Marissa, for doing awesome art as always. And we'll see you all next Sunday. Bye-bye.
Bye.